Oh. Good afternoon, everybody. This is just a nice little recording. Been very busy today. Got my car all cleaned up and situated and rearranged, and oh my goodness. Unfortunately, my little vacuum cleaner that I had, or I was using on my car, cannot fully de-shed the shedded dog. But I've also been working in here, so I've got a little under a half of the room done. But today's a beautiful day outside, so I went out and worked on the car and basically put window wiper fluid put in because it had been bone dry for quite some time, and that was my fault because it was like procrastination, excuse, for one thing or another. But I had gotten responses from my last live, and I was kind of surprised yet annoyed. But then I went, you know what? You can't please them all. I try to be a nice guy and explain how I found out Diane was having issues. I'm not having issues with Diane. Diane is having issues with some people that were causing problems with me, and then somehow they got knocked off YouTube, and then but Diane's getting attacked by people. And I have a feeling most of those people are from the bakery. And those same people must have tried to jump on to my comments and start some trying to goof with me, trying to get me all angst up or angry or anything like that, which was like a joke. One person, people can attack me all they want. It's not going to affect me anymore. I've got too much fortitude and reasons for being the new person I am. So, they're not going to stop me. They're not going to stop me. They're not going to aggravate me. They're not going to get me to fall into their little traps and whatnot. Especially the one lady who basically she wanted to bitch and moan about my hair and my beard. And I'm like, look, first off, I'm not working, so I'm not worried about trying to please a potential employer. Right now, I am living the way I want to live. Now, what this one lady does not realize is the EOE. Was it Equal Opportunity Employment? Now, the EOE, most companies have to have in their propaganda and whatnot, because if anyone were to go and apply for a job, and if that job said you have to, without giving enough reason, you have to, cut your hair and keep within grooming, which you don't know me, so you don't know what kind of grooming I do every day. You look at me on my videos and go, oh, his hair is unkept, his beard is unkept, it's too long, it's, whatever their reasons are. The thing is, if I were to go to this lady's job and I had the best, let's say I had the best credentials out of all the prospective hirees, and I found out that they totally and utterly denied me a job because of the way I look, well, guess what? DOE protects me from that kind of harassment. Now, most jobs are like, if you can keep yourself groomed, and you keep your hair from going all over the place, that's not a problem. Now, let's just put it this way. If I was going to get a food service food-oriented job, yeah, I would, cut my hair and cut my beard and whatnot. Granted, me and my wife would be unhappy about it. But now there are certain things that a lot of employers don't realize. A lot of employers don't realize. But guess what? Under the Religious Protection Act, I don't know when this was enacted, but it was probably enacted back in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. I know it's been in my lifetime. That if your religion, like let's say if I was Jewish, now this is a mainstream religion. I know a lot of Christians will go, oh, they don't follow God. Well, yes, they follow God. They're just waiting for the wrong Messiah to return. But within the Jewish community, they can't cut their hair or their beard. They have to let it grow. That's why if you've ever seen any shows with Jewish people or even Amish, their hair basically is curled. So, they have their grooming went down, and they keep their beard to a certain, but they do it in such a way that you can't tell it's growing and whatnot. Now, right now, because I'm in between showers, when did I take? I thought I heard Jerry. I took mine Sunday, and probably going to take another one tonight. I usually take one like on the weekends and then in the middle of the week. Because of my skin, I can't take a shower every day because too much showering and whatnot literally causes my skin to break down and get problematic. But the what bugged me the most, but then I was like, this lady doesn't know nothing, and I don't know her, so her little story and spiel about being high-level executive in her business or her company, and she's the one in charge of hiring and whatnot. Well, first off, her stories and whatnot didn't affect me, but my brain's going, you know what? Some people are looking for jobs and they've been out of work because of the pandemic and whatnot for a long time. So yeah, a lot of them might have not had a shower in a while because they're basically homeless, living in a shelter or something like that. But the thing is just her whole attitude was just like, get the heck out of Dodge. Because, within her own letter that, her first look made her think that I'm improperly groomed or don't have improper hygiene or anything like that. And I'm like, who the hell are you? But, and then there was another person wanting to get on Mona about the trailer, which was a decision between her father, who owns the trailer, and herself to give it to us because they, and it doesn't matter it doesn't matter the reason why they wanted to give it to us. Whether it was, they weren't using it or they got a new one and decided to give us an old one, whatever. But it don't matter. If you want to be negative about it, take yourself back to you guys want to call it the gossip baker. I'm just going to start calling it the graveyard because there's no life there. It's all dead-brained people who think they know what they're talking about, who, they want to sit there and go, oh, you're a sinner for witchcraft, you're a sinner for this, you're a sinner for that, you're not a Christian. Well, first off, ladies, neither are you if you're going to be sitting, online or wherever and gossiping about people. That's like a #1 major no sin. So, as far as I'm concerned, you want to call me a sinner, that's fine and dandy. You're gossiping and your attitude and whatnot, you're in the same boat as I am then. We're all going to hell. At least your idea of hell is like non-existent because it's not real. My idea of hell, well, hell is a person from Norse mythology. Half of hell looks like a beautiful maiden, the other half looks like a corpse bride. So, hey, you threatening me with hell is just kind of like, do you realize that my idea of hell is nothing compared to your idea? Look at the Greek Tardus. Tardus is their version of hell, but there's two sides to their hell. One is a beautiful garden where you're enjoying the rest of eternity in bliss and happiness. Or there's the other side where you've done sin and you're being tormented and flogged and basically abused every day for the rest of eternity. Oreo, quit trying to claw that door down. Pain in the butt. So you got to realize sometimes when you're talking to certain people and you want to be negative towards them and basically rebuking them and tearing them down because of their decisions. Well, I would do two things before I would be doing that. One, look yourself in the mirror and say that you're innocent of all things. And if you say you are, you're lying to yourself. And then you're lying to the man upstairs. Because none of us down here. The fact, the last pure human being or last pure entity to live down here with us was Jesus. I will give Christianity, just like when I was a kid, I gave Christianity all its kudos, all its respects, because it deserves that much, But I'm not going to deny myself. I am not going to hide or play games or basically show a false face, because I'm done with that. I'm done hiding behind a banner of innocence and pureness when I know I'm not innocent and I know I'm not pure. And, well, I'm going to say it, and I've said it many times. Everything that I do that you think is evil because it's witchcraft, the herbs, the crystals, everything I use, everything around me, any pagan shaman or Native American shaman or druid or anybody of the old religions, they're more in harmony and in tune with nature and the earth and the universe itself than most modern day Christians. And that's why I don't follow modern day Christianity, because it's so full of backtracking, lies, denial. No, that's the dog. So, there's a lot of things in today's Christianity that everybody follows that is just like, did you read the whole Bible? Did you understand the whole Bible? Did you not realize by reading the whole Bible that there are pieces of the Bible missing because of translation from one language to another? One of those languages being Aramaic. It was considered a dead language. Latin, which only the Catholic Church still speaks. Not talking about countries, I'm talking about religious groups. You know, that and the original language of the Bible did not use nouns or certain, adjectives or didn't use our language like we do nowadays. I can't even speak our language half the time, so. But as it says, and it could be pointed at me, it could be pointed at all these gossip-mongering people. Even the devil understood the Bible. But since the devil is a man-made product, that really doesn't matter. That comment is just kind of like, where'd that come from? But in the interim, between the old religions, before Christianity, before Catholicism, before Baptists or Pentecostals or Presbyterians or any main or any modern day Christian, even up to the time of Christ. Even Christ knew that there are pagans out there, and he understood what the pagans needed. I mean, he was the man who would sit and break bread or have a meal with what was considered the low of the Jewish community, which were basically prostitutes, murderers, and the worst of the worst, according to history, the tax collector. He would sit down, he'd talk about the kingdom of heaven and the treasures of heaven. I'm pretty sure, even though the Bible doesn't have it in there, because a lot of stuff, like, oh wow, Jesus talked to pagans? No, we can't have that in the Bible, because then we would lose control of our religious communities. Especially first century Catholics. And if you read your history and communicate with theologians, you would understand that the Roman Empire, in order to keep control of their empire and try to dominate the world through, the new religion, they took, because Rome was originally a pagan state, but Jesus came around and started changing things around, and Rome started losing control. So what Rome did was took the idea of certain figureheads from Jesus' time and Jesus' people and created saints. And a lot of those, some of those saints, when they first started out, weren't even like all the different apostles. And they created saints, out of their own people. They tried to find a way to keep the peace between the pagans and the Christians by making their own religion, now known as Catholicism. Look at history. Look very closely at history. There's a lot of information out on the web about that. I'm not knocking Catholics, though. I'm just saying this is how things happened. A lot of people don't want to believe it. That's fine and dandy. There's more bloodshed on Christian hands, Christian and Catholic hands, than on pagans. Pagans were not a warring type people. Oh yeah, they had their border skirmishes just to keep, that tribe on their side of the line, and vice versa. But the thing was, for the most part, there was more agreements and trade and friendship with pagans than between the Roman Empire and first century Christians. It's in the books. You just have to read. You just have to find the right books and read them. And the thing is, who taught me that? I didn't read it out of a book. I was taught that. You know how? No, who? My brother-in-law, my younger brother-in-law, who went to a Catholic high school. And then when he got out of high school and went to college in Buffalo State, New York State, Buffalo, he learned through various professors and up there the history. Oh, really? The history of the Catholic Church. And he told me that. And I was like, well, I knew there was something that happened between the Catholics, the pagans, and the Romans, the Roman pagans, and the Christians. And, since at the time, Rome was literally the seat of power for that area at the time of Christ, So I'm like, I've heard of stories, but I never knew how they all interconnected. Would you quit trying to get to my stuff? She wants my food. She wants my drinks. I love her to death, but she can be a real pain in the butt. I don't care what you call me. I really don't. You want to call me, evil, that's fine and dandy. Obviously, you don't know evil. I've unfortunately had to deal with my own evils. And I've seen more evil out in the world than I have inside myself. I've actually seen more evil with the different sects of Christianity, which I think is stupid. Because, Christ was Christ, and people named his religion, following him and his father, Christianity, just because of, his name. So where'd all these other religions come from? But, hey, I'm just a simple guy living my life out with my family, finding happiness in every day and everything I do. The dog used to be a really big pain in my butt and annoying me like crazy, but I'm finding more joy in her every day, because of Jerry's ailment, disease, whatever you want to call it. I had a tough time. I was really unhappy and annoyed in the whole 9 yards. But then I realized, you know what? I can't be annoyed at her. There's nothing I can do about this situation. So the best thing to do is just find joy in every day, live my best life I can with her. I'm hoping, if not this year, definitely next year, we'll be in Colorado. I'm hoping to be in Colorado this year. What I'm saying is, I'm hoping that if not this year, once we move to Colorado, definitely next year, we can do some camping and go see some of the sites and visit some of my family and reconnect with my family out west. We're not even a full day, maybe 12-hour drive to her family in Vegas. I've got an aunt in Henderson. Which is in Nevada. I've got my family that still live in Phoenix. Maybe that now that I live closer to Phoenix, I might be able to go to a high school reunion. Class of 91. But we'll see. There's a lot of plans, a lot of hopes. But all the new... Alright, be in there in a second. All the people I knew back in high school, who knows how many of them will show up. But I'm not letting these new batch of naysayers come in here and start ridiculing my viewers, let alone me or my wife, because one, I'm not gonna have it, and I'm not even gonna fight with you. I'm gonna put it in my comment of your comment, and if you want to start arguing, I'll just like, how I'll cut you off my channel. I'll cut you out of my channel, out of my community. I don't care. But I'm not gonna let you come into my page and start a lot of negative nonsense, because now I'm already giving you enough air with talking about it. But anyhow, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've still got some work to do before I go to bed. So I'll see you all later. Bye.